Go ahead and say something just so I can see if I can pick you up okay.
Say something. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Perfect.
I'm just using my smartphone. I don't have a working laptop. So.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. I always say our smartphones are smarter than us, probably. So.
Way smarter.
Yeah. Well, what I explained to everybody before I called you is that you're a new moderator on the Facebook business page, which is kind of fun. And I didn't share anything at all about how you've already jumped into things fast and furious, and you're helping to do research, you're helping to answer questions. And right now we're kind of teaming a question that came to us all the way from Paris, France, from Olga. And that's the fun thing, I think, about technology, about the internet and everything else, is we're able to connect with people around the world. Even on the premieres, a couple times we've had people jump in from South Africa, from Italy, and it's just it's wild how powerful the internet is and being able to draw people together. So, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we start? There I am. Well, I wanted to reach out to all of you and ask for your help. I've been in communication, and that intro, if you're brand new to this channel, most of you probably already know, but that intro that you just saw is with Sunny. And Sunny, almost a year ago this month, actually last November, was helping me to manage the Facebook business page, the Cow Country page on Facebook, and did a brilliant job. And kind of stepped away from that, and then I lured her back in, and now she's set up as a moderator on this YouTube channel. So if you happen to attend a live premiere, or you happen to be in one of the premieres or live stream or any of that stuff, you might see her pop up in the chat area, and you'll notice like a little wrench, which signifies that she's one of the leadership team on the Cow Country YouTube channel. All of that blah, blah, blah is to say that she's been very active and supportive of what I do with vintage sewing machines. She's always been there with her sunny nature, and her nickname is just so appropriate. Her real name is Susan, and she's out of Pennsylvania, and lives there with her fiance, Craig. And I've just become good friends with them, and just appreciate them so much because they're always so positive, in spite of, all of the challenges that hit all of us in life. We all have bumpy roads sometimes, don't we? And yet some people will just be, and Winnie the Pooh, they'll be doom and gloom when they face those challenges in life. Others will just continue to radiate a sense of optimism and a sense of joy and a sense of hopefulness. That describes Sunny to a T, and that describes her fiance Craig as well. And so when Sunny was kind of off the radar for a little bit over the last week or so, I got curious because she's always at the premieres or at the live streams. She jumps in right away, and everybody just resonates to her because she's so positive and so bubbly, and so, like you saw in the little clip I shared. And if you didn't see that clip of that interview I did with her a year ago this month in November of 2020, you've got to watch it. It'll just give you a deeper appreciation for what I'm about to ask you to do, and that is to lift her up in prayer and thought, and Craig as well, because they're one. Again, Craig is her fiance, and they're looking forward to a bright future. And then, as often happens in life, as we look forward to something bright happening and something positive happening, all of a sudden we just get slammed with something unexpected. And the unexpected thing that came up is when Craig saw that was trying to reach out to Sonny and say, hey, what's going on? He reached back out to me and he said the cancer that Sonny was battling and had gone dormant was in remission, was basically gone, has all of a sudden came back with a vengeance. And the cancer has entered Sonny's brain, which you don't need to be a medical person to know that whenever something is real close to a person's brain, it is a big deal. And so I told Craig, as he shared this with me, he said, Sonny's in the hospital right now. Her cancer has come back. It's entered her brain and she's in radiation. Matter of fact, Craig and Sonny gave me permission to share part of this with you because I want all of you to join me in lifting up Sonny and Craig in prayer. This is serious stuff. And they've got such a bright future they were looking forward to, that they are looking forward to as eventually husband and wife, with them being engaged right now. They do so much great work out in Pennsylvania with their rescue efforts and their fostering efforts for dogs and cats and critters of every type. This is an impact to so many areas, to us on this channel, with her being at the premieres, being at the live streams like this. Oh, hey, Emma. This is such a big impact to us because her cheery nature, and Craig has been at premieres as well. Just as a couple, they bring so much to us and make us so much better. And her contributions again on the Facebook business page with helping people around the world with questions about vintage sewing machines. I selfishly am going, doggone it, get well, Sonny. I need you. I need your help. And so we just need to rally around this couple out in Pennsylvania through prayer. And if you want to post things as well, I'll be posting this live stream on Facebook, and it'll be here on YouTube as well. And if you just want to write a comment, I'm sure that they're going to see the comments, words of encouragement. And even in this chat that is here, I've got this on replay, where if they want to come and watch this premiere, they can look at the chat and see any comments that you may have typed. So I hope you'll take time to do that. We're a family, right? I think we are. And as we face different struggles, we can be a source of encouragement, a source of inspiration, a source of hopefulness. As one of our family members, Sonny, is being impacted, and her partner, Craig, is being impacted by this awful cancer that just won't go away. And that's frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating. And this is what Craig wrote to me, because I had sent Sonny a text, and Craig writes this. He says, "Hi, Scott. I wanted to let you know that Susie, Sonny, is in the hospital. Her cancer came back and is in her brain. She is currently getting radiation treatments as of Monday, 10 total." Can you imagine? They're going after this fast and furious, as I'm sure they should, with this being, in her brain with the cancer. And so 10 treatments in a very close succession. That's a huge impact on her. She's got to be utterly wiped out. So anything you can convey here on YouTube or on Facebook as a source of encouragement to her and to Craig would be greatly appreciated. So 10 total. We found this all out on Wednesday of this week. So this has just hit them right now. Hopefully, she's been in the hospital since Wednesday. Hopefully she will come home today and get her treatments as an outpatient. After radiation is over, we will have to talk to her oncologist to see what, if any, further treatments are necessary, aka chemo. We'll keep you updated, and please keep her in your prayers, Craig. So, are you getting a picture? This just hit Sonny and Craig. Everything has been kind of cruising along. They've been continuing their good work in the greater Pennsylvania area, all the way down to Texas, in helping critters. And that's part of the reason that we did this recent fundraiser to benefit the Oconto Area Humane Society. That was inspired by Craig and Sonny being an influence through the work that I do and being an influence in my life. They had talked about it. And I'd said, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I was going to put it off until we hit like 15,000 subscribers. We're getting close to 12,000. In view of these recent developments with Sonny and this cancer going into her brain, I'm so grateful that, I just, like all of us, we just feel prompted to do things sooner than later sometimes. And so when we were coming up on 11,000 subscribers, I said, let's do it now. Let's do it now. And I had reached out to Craig and Sonny and I said, what do you guys think? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And if you follow me at all, you know that because of their inspiration to me and their encouragement and their support, and all of you as well being heroes for Hank, jumping into that second fundraiser that we did as a family here on this YouTube channel, we just knocked it out of the park. We started with a $5,000 goal, and we ended up raising over $6,400. I say over $6,400 because there were additional donations that came in after the campaign ended. And even just today, I shared with a couple of very close friends, one of them being Emma, that I just got back before sitting down for this live stream. I just got back from the Humane Society here in Oconto and dropped off another check that came out of South Carolina. So you guys are amazing. All of you are amazing. And many of you knew when we took on that fundraiser that was really in the heart of hearts for Craig and Sonny, with all of the good work that they do in the greater Pennsylvania area to celebrate critters and to support them and to foster them and to rescue them. They are like on speed dial with all of the veterinary clinics and the rescue places out there. If they have a pet that comes in and they're just like, we have no room at the inn, right away, they know if they call up Craig and Sonny, guess what? They're going to drop everything and make it happen. They're going to drop everything and jump into the mix to help out one of our four-legged friends. And so, as this situation with this cancer coming back to Sonny and entering her brain now, you can imagine what a gap that leaves even out in Pennsylvania with all of the good work that they do to help critters. And again, the gap that it's going to leave with us not seeing her for a while, or maybe not seeing her again because of her illness, at premieres, at live streams. What a loss. But you know what? I'm a man of faith. I believe that faith and prayer can move mountains without a doubt. And I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Many of you have witnessed it as well. And so I know if we come together as a family and we lift Sonny up in prayer, and we lift Craig up in prayer, because he's there as a support to her, and he needs to stay strong as well. And he needs to stay cheerful as well, to encourage her, to lift her up. We can make a difference here. And we don't know what God has planned here. When some of you that have been with me for a long time know that when my dad passed away, it was very sudden. I'd only seen him days before. And then all of a sudden, poof, he's gone. So God in his sovereignty, and I don't want to get overly preachy with you, but what a perfect time to focus on the sovereignty of a God that loves us and really loves Sonny and Craig. And so as a man of faith, I'm going to say, if God wants to move mountains here, a small vessel of hope in sending words of encouragement to her and lifting up prayers to to make a difference here. We're all about making a difference, aren't we? We do it through fundraisers, we do it through premieres, we do it through live streams, we do it in our own little circles on Facebook, and encourage other folks to take a step towards VSM and vintage machines. So I know that we can make a difference here as well for Sonny and Craig. Cancer is a serious thing. It's how I lost my mom, very young. And again, we have no power over this situation apart from lifting it up to a God that loves us and loves Sonny and loves Craig and can make a huge difference in any situation that we invite him into. So I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you to please, 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 please. And all of us, and let me say this up front, all of us are from different faith backgrounds. As a chaplain in the Army, I was called to support every faith group that there was. I had buddies and friends and fellow soldiers that were from every faith group that you could name when I was at West Point Military Academy, when I was in Saudi, when I was in Germany, both in the Army and the Air Force, and I met Marines and I met Navy, and I've met everybody in my lifetime. And it's amazing when you approach them in kindness and you say, we might look at our faiths a little bit differently, but we all look to the same God for support, for encouragement, for provision, for protection, for healing, like we are right now with Sonny, with that cancer entering her brain. And I'm just going to spin the camera around for a second and show you this beautiful lady again. There she is. That's a year ago. That's a year ago when I interviewed her, when she had taken a step into being a moderator on the Facebook Cow Country page. And now she's actively a moderator on this YouTube channel and does it so willingly. Her plate is full. Her plate is full between, planning a wedding out there as she's become engaged to Craig, doing all of the rescue work that she does with critters in the greater Pennsylvania area. Oh, hey, I think that's Michelle. Michelle and Emma are in the chat right now. So, but at any rate, let me just encourage you, because you guys know I can be blah, 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 but short and sweet. Would you please join me in, whether it's in the chat here, whether it's, I'm going to post this, or this will be on Facebook as well. If you want to write some words of encouragement, if you want to, write a message to Sonny and Craig, either here on YouTube or on Facebook, please do that. And in your own way, through thoughts and prayers, lift this couple up. They are facing some big obstacles right now to their plans for the future. Some of you know that they just bought this RV as well. I think the RV it's coming out of the south, out of Georgia or something like that. And the RV people had to do some final things to it before Sonny and Craig go down there to pick it up. With this all of a sudden coming up, can you imagine what's going through their mind? They just made this huge investment in this RV. They were going to travel the country in it together, along with their puppy, Vito. And now all of a sudden this cancer has come back. And all of these plans that they made are now in question. They're all up in the air. We just bought this RV. We just made a huge investment. We've got all these plans as a couple, to move forward through life and to celebrate, our marriage that would be coming up soon. And now all of this is in question. All of this is an uncertain thing. So they need a lot of encouragement right now. So please do that, would you? We are a family. And just like you've demonstrated through the fundraisers that we've done, even the recent one with the Humane Society here in Oconto, that was inspired by Sonny and Craig and the work that they do out in Pennsylvania. We've always come together. We've always rallied around a cause. There are so many challenges in your own lives. I have no doubt. We all have challenges, don't we? So I'm asking you to put your life on pause just long enough to be a source of encouragement, a source of inspiration, a source of hope to Sonny and Craig as they face these challenges. Would you do that? I think you will. I know you will. I know you will. You guys are awesome, and you encourage me. You inspire me to continue to do what I do. Now we can step into their space and say, we're here for you. We're here as a source of, oh, hi, Mindy. We're here as a source of support to you, encouragement. We're here as a source of uh, of um, of light, of light. It's darkness just floods our lives sometimes, doesn't it? Darkness can flood any of our lives, and all of a sudden we feel overwhelmed. We just feel there's no way out. There's no way out, and just one person shining a little bit of light into our lives when we're facing a challenge, whatever the challenge is, can all of a sudden all that darkness just is gone. A little light, a single little light just dispels all the darkness that can flood our lives, doesn't it? It's happened to you. I know it has. I know it's happened to you where your life is just flooded with darkness, and then all of a sudden a friend or a stranger steps up into your space and shines a little bit of light in, and it just changes everything about what you're feeling at that moment. All of a sudden, the hopelessness, there's a ray of hope. All of a sudden, the sadness is filled with a sense of joy. All of a sudden, that darkness is just gone. And we can do the same thing in this situation for Sonny as this cancer has come back. Cancer is just, oh, it's just nasty, isn't it? I'm sure everyone in this live stream and everyone that watches this afterwards, in one way or another, your lives have been touched by someone that has gone through cancer, one form or another. My mom's cancer was lymphoma. It partly was self-induced because she, a big thing back in the day when she was a teenager or later than teenager, kind of, you know what I'm saying. But in the 30s and 40s and 50s, it was glorified. Everybody that was cool, everybody that was in the movies, in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, when they lit up a cigarette, it was like a badge of honor. And then much later, we found out just how damaging it was. That's kind of what happened to my mom. And so cancer has touched all of our lives in one way or another. And now within our own little VSM family, it's touching us again as it's come back to Sunny and it's entered her brain. So we don't know what's going to happen here, but we can, in the meantime, we can be a source of encouragement. We can be that source of light that is going to dispel some of the darkness that's flooded the lives of Sonny and Craig right now, and encourage them. Again, I'm going to be taking this live stream and I'm going to be posting it on Facebook. If you're a Facebook person, take a second, either today or over the weekend, to write a message to Sonny and Craig. Would you do that? Write a message to them, a source of encouragement, words of encouragement. And if you want to post it here on YouTube, you can do that as well. But step out of the shadows into the light to be a source of light to this beautiful couple out in Pennsylvania, a couple that has been a source of encouragement and a source of inspiration to me going on years. And I know has inspired and been a source of encouragement to many of you as Sonny and Craig have been part of premieres and part of live streams and everything else. They're just beautiful people. And you have a chance to make a difference now. So, any rate, I could just gab on forever. You guys know that. But to all of you that have stepped into the chat and have become visible to me as I'm looking at the chat right now, Emma and Michelle and Mindy and all the others that right now are not out here where we can see them. They're back there, and that's totally cool. Some folks just operate better in the shadows. They're more comfortable doing that. I shared with you recently that I reached out to Andy Tube. Many of you know Andy Tube. He's a real he's a real big force within the VSM space. And Andy Tube is one of these guys. He's like, I'm a shadow guy, Scott. I'm a shadow guy. That's why when I do my videos, all you see are my hands. You never see me. I like to operate in the shadows. Many of us are like that. Well, not me. You know me. I'm not a shadow person at all. But some folks are, and they still do good, and they still can be a source of encouragement, through their thoughts and prayers and other things that they might do. So do what you want to do what you can do, but please do something to encourage Sonny and Craig. They are facing some giants right now, and through our encouragement, we can help them through some of these steps that they're facing right now. Okay, all right, enough of that. So I'm going to get back to working on things. Some of you know tomorrow morning I'm planning on doing either a premiere or a live stream on, and I'm looking at it right behind me right now. This Adler 189A that I'm going to be presenting, and then it's going to be heading back out to Washington State. Also behind me right now, and I'm intentionally kind of blocking it. I'm kind of blocking it because I want to be more dramatic and show you this machine before and after. And it's the 27, the Model 27 Singer that I took all the way down the bare metal and then brought it back to. It's really beautiful. It's really awesome. Actually, some of you have seen little glimpses of that already, but I'll be trying to slide that in as well, and I'll be turning that one with my finger because it's set up as a treadle, and that's going to be going back to Texas. And some of you know as well, this past week was just kind of a blur to me. It just absolutely was a blur because Maddie came all the way into Wisconsin from Florida. She's down around Naples. And then Doreen and Kevin came all the way in from Iowa. So now I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to find my head right now, like which end is up as I'm trying to get back into my groove and get these machines moving forward and getting them to these customers who have been incredibly patient with me. And so, but I'm going to put my life on pause as well, as I'm trying to go through all these things in the workshop, because people are important. People matter. And if any of you, like Sonny and Craig, are ever facing, major challenges in your life, and we can be a source of light and encouragement to you, I would love to have that privilege. And you can reach out privately, just as Craig did, and say, we don't want a lot of fanfare, but if you could reach out to our VSM family and let them know that I'm facing a little bit of a challenge right now, and that they could keep us in thought and prayer. I think that's a privilege. I don't know about you, but I think it's a huge privilege to be a source of encouragement to other people. So we're going to do that now for Sonny and Craig. And I hope all of you have a great weekend. Again, if you can join the live stream tomorrow, that would be really cool. So we don't see these Adlers very often. You can see this Adler kind of doing its thing. And then probably first thing next week, I'll do some sort of a live stream on this Model 27 behind me as well. So life gets busy, but people matter. And when we can pause our lives to be a source of light, a source of encouragement, that's the good stuff in life, right? So happy weekend, almost. It's Friday. And thanks for tuning into this, either as it was happening live right now or afterwards. And thanks so much for being a source of encouragement to Sonny and Craig as they face this big challenge in their lives right now. And again, I'm just going to turn the camera around and just for a little bit, let you hear Sonny again, because when you see her and you see that little smile kind of pop up, you right away know that her namesake of Sonny just fits her to a T. It just does. It just does. So with talking a little bit about how did you first get involved with sewing, and then talk a little bit about some of the machines that you have in your collection. Yeah, share whatever you want to share.
Well, I grew up, I'm in Bethel Park now, but I grew up in Baldwin, which is about 4 miles away. I'm well traveled, as you can see. But I grew up in the same house, birth to marriage. And I saw my mother sewing all the time. and she had a straight stitch Kenmore that she sewed on. And honestly, I never got involved with sewing then because, you know, when Mom was sewing, it was like everybody go do something else because she's concentrating. But then after
Sure.
I got married and I bought a little sewing machine at the thrift store, and the rest is history, as they say.
Sure.
But compared to you and Hans and Bill, I'm not the fix-it end of sewing. I am the sewing end. So, but and I have a lot of machines.
Sure. Sure.
I can show you the first vintage machine I ever bought in 2003. I have it sitting here. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Definitely. Turn the camera on it. Let's check it out. That would be fun.
Can you see that? It's a hand crank. Whoops. Hand crank. And it came with a bentwood case.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't hold the phone right.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
And a funny thing about that. Oops, where'd you go? I lost you.
Get up to 50% off select styles or get 0% interest for 6 years. Black Friday.
Well, that was not planned, the commercial, I mean. But at any rate, you kind of get what I'm saying. She is just a bubble machine. And thanks again for lifting her and Craig up in prayer and thought. Have a great weekend. And if you can join me tomorrow morning, probably around 8:30-ish Central Time for that premiere on the 189A, the Adler machine, that would be great. And have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.